Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 20 online game. It's been a while since we've been in the online ranked scenes of Madden 20. I really don't know how long it's been. I think the last time we played one of these is when we were doing the X Factor activated series for like Lamar Jackson and stuff like that, and that might have been late December or early January. And since then, like, I haven't played any of these games in my own free time. So here we are back with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The goal today is to activate the X Factor of TJ Watt, and being on the offensive end does us not much, so we're going to go ahead and go 3 and out. Not completely on purpose, but we are going to go 3 and out and allow TJ Watt and the Pittsburgh Steelers defense to take over. So the Steelers defense is actually pretty talented in Madden 20. You wouldn't think so, but of course the Steelers last season nearly made the playoffs because of primarily their defense and the trade for that man downfield. Not Hollywood Brown, but Minkah Fitzpatrick, who I thought would have made a play on the ball there, but the speed of Marquise Brown is able to win that matchup as Mark Ingram is chopped by Edmonds. You guys will also notice that Big Cam Hayward is a superstar, and then, of course, the guy we're focusing on today, TJ Watt. Now, in order to get TJ Watt his X Factor activated, 3rd down and 4, this won't help us at all because this is not a passing play. It's Lamar Jackson running the ball, and my opponent runs hurry up here to where I'm thinking he's probably going to run that same quarterback power run again, right? Yep, correct. Here we go. Lamar Jackson. It's easy to read. It's hard to stop. But it definitely helps out when your opponent gives himself up rather than fighting for the first down. I'm guessing he didn't want to fumble there as Juju kind of getting shifted in the open field, but he definitely just cost himself a first down. And he's about to gift us a lot of yards. Where are you going, Earl Thomas? Look at Nick Van Nett, the former Seattle Seahawk who was traded to the Steelers during last season, able to get us all the way to the 12-yard line. Juju Smith-Schuster getting us into the end zone. And now that we have a lead, this should hopefully allow TJ Watt more pass rushing opportunities because, as you guys know the way football works, once the team gets behind, they're going to have to pass the ball more to try to hurry up and get a score. Now, being down by 7 points is not too big of a deal, but we could make this like a 14-point lead. I don't know what this guy's doing here with Justice Hill, but yeah, we could make like a 14-point lead or a 17-point lead. Then we could really put the pressure on Lamar Jackson. You see TJ Watt trying to fight his way through in this AFC North rivalry game. Minkah Fitzpatrick with the interception. Do not put your hands in the cookie jar, especially when our guy Minkah Fitzpatrick is patrolling the middle of the field as we have Big Ben facing the blitz. He's got time, but absolutely nothing open. This Ravens team also has a lot of superstars on both sides of the ball, including defensively where Marlon Humphrey nearly messed that up, and Earl Thomas are both superstars, as we have Ben with the clean pocket, Ben finding James Washington, who's trying to shake around. So the challenge of getting TJ Watt his X Factor, which we didn't really get to go over too much as Deontay Johnson puts on a nice juke move, the challenge is that we need to get 3 sacks with TJ Watt, and that's a little bit difficult to get in Madden 20 with the way the meta is set up, where people like to run the ball. But also when people try to pass the ball, trying to get a sack on an escape artist quarterback is difficult. And the big problem with that is if people don't load up into a ranked match to run the ball, they load up with either Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, or Lamar Jackson. And that means that it's going to be really hard to sack those guys. And, you know, that has quickly became a major problem as I try to accomplish our goal here. 3rd down, look at Juju. Why is no one covering Juju on 3rd down? Chuck Clark tried, but not good enough. Like, you gotta cover the seams on 3rd down. Like, that's pretty much all we had in that play. Thankfully, we do get the touchdown. Now that we have this 14-0 lead, hopefully this will allow TJ Watt to really get involved in this game. So yeah, it's still going to be a challenge even though my opponent passes the ball, because Lamar Jackson is just going to be able to run 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage and get away. So Nick Bosa is also another player who became a superstar X Factor, and I tried my hardest. I don't know when, it was months ago. I tried to get Nick Bosa his X Factor, and I ran into this same problem where I literally could not get 3 sacks, at least not with the same player in a game, because of the way these quarterbacks are able to roll out and stuff like that. You know, I tried everything. I tried putting contains. I tried just letting, you know, TJ Watt or Nick Bosa use their edge threat to their advantage, or finesse specialist, whatever it may be. And, you know, right now, TJ Watt doesn't have a single sack. Look at him immediately block shedding, and then look at the problem. Lamar Jackson just trucked Bud Dupree. Like, hello, Bud. You want to hit the weight room? As Lamar Jackson trying to run in for the touchdown, but that's going to cost the Ravens their final timeout. So they really got to be careful here on 3rd down and inches. They are looking to pass, but Lamar Jackson has every intention of taking off, and he gets into the end zone. Now, I knew that my opponent wanted to run with Lamar Jackson. You saw me shoot the middle with Minkah Fitzpatrick, but it's Madden 20, so you can run into your own player and actually benefit from it. So, like, he just ran into Mark Ingram, and, like, it actually took me away from the play. So I was like, come on, man. Like, I'd like to be rewarded when I actually read the play, but, you know, that's the way this game is going right now. But more importantly, you know, the score is not even too big of a deal to me. It's just the fact that we do not have a single sack with TJ Watt, and quite frankly, we haven't come close yet. Oh, we have come very close to scoring a touchdown on the last play of the first half. That was almost flawless execution on a nearly impossible mission. But I don't know, the defender swatted it, or James Washington straight up didn't make the catch, but we end up not getting the play to result in our favor. And now here comes my opponent starting off with ball in the second half, and you see TJ Watt is just destroying that right tackle, but it doesn't really matter. Like, what strategy I really tried to do was have a contain with, you know, Bud Dupree or whoever the left outside rusher was, and then TJ Watt doing his thing, but it doesn't matter when Lamar Jackson is this fast to go 79 yards for the touchdown on 3rd down and 11. Especially Lamar Jackson is very hard to control, very hard to bring down for a loss. Though thankfully it's not a loss, but we're not able to get Lamar Jackson his touchdown there, so we are able to maintain a 2-point lead. And the only reason why it's a 14-12 game is because my opponent tried to get cute and run a fake PAT after he got his first touchdown, and we were ready for that. I did try to block the kick, but one thing is, once you know, mess up trying to block the kick and you hit that right trigger too fast, you definitely want to grab the middle linebacker in the back, and you definitely want to cover Juju Smith-Schuster at all times. This is the same way we scored the first touchdown, and it's going to be the same way we scored the second touchdown. Come on, buddy. It's called adjustments. Make one of those. Mike Tomlin's trying to do his thing, coaching his team to a victory, but yeah, I kind of forgot what I was going to say. Let's just focus on this TJ Watt thing, which is definitely proving to be a challenge. Like I said, TJ Watt is dominating his matchup, but with Lamar Jackson, it's just, I really do not know what else we can possibly do. I'm trying to mix up the strategy as much as I can. That's just a quick pass where you'll see TJ Watt has that edge threat, which is, you know, maybe the most dominant pass rushing ability in Madden 20. But it's just, you know, you get a quick pass, you take off Lamar up the middle, either way. Like, look at that, we got a tight end, finally! Finally, come on, TJ. 2 more sacks to go. But it took us so long to get 1. Like, are we really going to get 2 more? Hopefully. 3rd down and 15, we don't even get a chance because Mark Ingram runs the ball for the first down. Mark Ingram having some success rushing this ball, but my opponent definitely wants to pass with Lamar Jackson. That was a dangerous pass that Lamar Jackson actually helped the receiver out with. Well, I want to say he helped the receiver out specifically. He helped his team out. The receiver took kind of a beating there as Hollywood Brown gets the slant, gets to the 27-yard line. No huddle for my opponent, and Devin Bush is able to swat the ball. The Steelers are actually allowed to have Ryan Shazier play for them in regs. You can sub Shazier into the game, so you could have Devin Bush and Ryan Shazier in the middle of the field, so that's a pretty dominant combination. I completely messed this defense up trying to set it up, so we end up giving up a wide open first. Actually, no, it's not a catch. Wow. Okay, this guy kind of got robbed, so we have a 4th down and 4. Lamar Jackson rolling. TJ Watt is double teamed. Hollywood Brown not even single covered, it seems like, and it's going to be a new set of downs for the Baltimore Ravens, who are actually not going to try to okay, no, they are trying to run the ball with Lamar Jackson, and it's going to work. Lamar Jackson easily swerving the quarterback spy and Minkah Fitzpatrick, and once again, my opponent going for a 2-point conversion, except this time he really doesn't need to be risking this because now that he fails to convert, once again, it's literally a 3-point game. So we have gained a field goal lead just because my opponent, you know, went for that fake PAT and couldn't redeem himself. So And now we have a chance to get a 2-possession lead here, as that's definitely not the real Austin Eckler inviting me to a party, by the way. That's like someone else, I think. And once again, are you going to cover the same play we have scored not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdowns on? I guess not. Juju Smith-Schuster down the seams. I noticed that you guys noticed that that slot corner play is one of my favorite plays in Madden 20 because of everybody who has been watching the online CFM. People noticed to the point where I've ran it so many times that, you know, I think it was like 40 people gave a comment a thumbs up where it was like every time I run slot corner, it's a touchdown. I really don't know why. It's not that great of a play or anything. We just streak the slot receiver, and for whatever reason, he either splits the cover 2 or sometimes he's just fast enough to get away from all the defensive backs. It just works for us. So I guess that's a scouting report if you ever run into me in one of these games. And as we have Andre Roberts making the catch right there. My opponent trying to get a last-ditch effort. We're trying to do what we can. TJ Watt's being blocked beautifully by a tight end, I believe, number 86, so that's not working to our advantage. We just got to hold on. Hopefully we don't give up a touchdown here. Maybe TJ Watt gets a sack, maybe 2 in the process, so we can get unstoppable force activated. It's not happening right now, but what is happening is an interception because my opponent once again puts his hands in the cookie jar, and that's going to be a fatal mistake because this will be the final play of the game. My opponent quits, but we did not get TJ Watt his sack. So we got to go into another game and try this out again. But if we can't get this, I'm not sure, like, I might just give up on the TJ Watt thing. Now, there are a couple of other players that we still have to do some X Factor videos for. I'm going to try it out. Might as well, right? You know, I stopped doing this for a while, but I mean, we might as well get the players done that we haven't done left. Like, you know, the new players that were added, like Derrick Henry. And when I say new, I mean like from like February. Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, Tre'Davious White, guys like that. We'll try to, you know, get their X Factors activated. And it'll probably be easier than doing this pass rushing one, because this pass rushing thing might be the most difficult one, because like I said, you know, you load into a ranked game and you're either going against someone who's going to run the ball almost every time, or you're going against an escape artist quarterback. And you know, now we're going against Patrick Mahomes. It's not Lamar Jackson, but it might be even more difficult to bring down Patrick Mahomes, because once he runs behind the line of scrimmage, he can still throw the ball because he has no-look dead-eye and dashing dead-eye. So this man literally does not have to set his feet at any given time. As proven here, that's crossbody dead-eye to perfection. Just a completely, just an accurate pass when it really shouldn't be, because Patrick Mahomes can throw that at any given moment. And I mean, that's Patrick Mahomes' game in real life, but it really gets exceeded tenfold in the game of Madden, and thus the Chiefs are a fan favorite in Madden 20. Not a favorite for me right now, because we got to deal with guarding Mahomes. Third down, and TJ Watt is not even going to have an easy time because he's going against Mitchell Schwartz, a superstar offensive lineman who has superstar pass blocking abilities. So it already was not that great for TJ Watt, and now it's going to be even worse. So the Chiefs end up kicking a field goal there on the opening drive. We're going to come back once again with this Big Ben and Juju Smith-Schuster-led offense and see what we can do. Ben is still a superstar. He's not an X Factor like he was at the start of the year. He got, quote-unquote, demoted. And Juju also got demoted. I believe he's only a superstar as well, but, you know, it doesn't really make a difference to us whether they're superstars or X Factors, as long as they got their abilities. That's all we really need. And then the defensive end, we're focused on TJ Watt, as Roethlisberger delivers a nice pass to Dante Jackson. Dante Jackson, one of those young receivers that the Steelers just always seem to stumble upon. He could potentially be a great number 2 alongside Juju next year. Hopefully Ben is healthy and this offense can do their thing to match the way the defense played, and then we'll see if the Steelers can make the playoffs. And then of course next year it's going to be the top 7 teams in each conference that makes the playoffs. And I'm sure some of you guys noticed, but if that rule was in place last season, the Steelers actually would have made the playoffs. They were the 7th best team in the AFC. They were the quote-unquote 3rd wildcard team. So, you know, they definitely have playoff potential, especially with this new rule. Now, winning the division won't be easy because you got to deal with Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, who are definitely going to be coming out strong next year, bringing back a lot of their main cast for another run. As you see, my opponent kind of dotting us up here with Patrick Mahomes. I'm hoping at some point we can get TJ Watt going, but right now it's Sammy Watkins who's feeling himself for the touchdown. So now for the rest of Madden 20, you know, I guess we'll try to do some of these X Factor videos. I think I want to do a series before the Madden 20 year is over where we do like a team preview, and I'll try to like get into I'll try to download rosters like for the updated NFL 2020 teams and rosters, and then we'll try to do like a game with each of the 32 teams and do like a little preview and see, you know, how the rosters are looking and maybe get some record predictions. We did a series like that a couple of years ago, but you know, I didn't use the updated roster. I just used like the Madden rosters. Well, I tried to join a franchise and like play a game with the teams, so that might be a fun series if you guys are looking forward to that. Maybe might dabble into some Ultimate Team. I don't know, like, you know, I'm still kind of turned off with Ultimate Team until like Madden 21, but you know, maybe we'll do like you know, an X Factor activated series, just try to go over some of the new cards that came out, like maybe some of the golden tickets we might try or something. I don't really know, or you know, I'm not 100% sure what we would do in Ultimate Team. Obviously, we did the leveling Lamar stuff. That's pretty much done as Juju gets the touchdown. My opponent really tried to come out blitz heavy, but his problem was he made it way too obvious that he was coming out and, you know, running that same 3-4 odd defense where you blitz 8 guys or 7 guys and put, you know, the 4 guys in deep blue and try to user one of them. Like, you know, you can't make it that obvious. Even though I literally just did that here. But, you know, I'm just trying to get TJ Watt sacks. I'm getting kind of desperate at this point to where I'm like, all right, let's just send the crib, and maybe it'll work out for us. But, like I said, the problem with facing Patrick Mahomes is, you know, the passing play is not dead by any means. Oh, my goodness. We nearly baited that out route to perfection. I tried to do it on the left side, but he just went right back to Mecole Hardman. Like, you know, that's what happens when you can get away with a bad read, as my opponent did there. But let's see if he can get a touchdown. If not a field goal, he just shovels it off to Williams. And look at Williams down on the ground with no time left. You'll notice that I strayed backward there because I was like, if this guy actually wants to continue to play instead of just getting down immediately, he might kill off the rest of the first half if he just fights for extra yards. And that's exactly what happened. So definitely not a smart play there by my opponent. Just bad execution all around. I believe he had timeouts to work with and everything. So, you know, we'll take it, though. I mean, you know, more than anything else, like I said, we want to have a lead as we boomstick Tyreek Hill to hopefully get TJ Watt going. But, you know, not only going against Patrick Mahomes, but going against this dude as well is going to be a big problem. So you notice I actually moved TJ Watt around the field a little bit to try to get him away from Mitchell Schwartz to make our job easier. 4th down and inches. You see TJ Watt's on the left side now, and Bud Dupree is free on the right, but Sammy Watkins is open for the first down, so the drive stays alive. Not too big of a deal because, you know, we're trying to stay on the defensive end, but Sammy Watkins is absolutely taking our lunch money right now. He's eating all over the field as we try to watch Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Then you got Sammy Watkins doing his thing, and that's just the Kansas City Chiefs offense and how talented they are, as we have Patrick Mahomes getting away, buying time, and wow, that was a weird animation, but he just shovels the ball for 20 yards. Like, what? 3rd down and 10, Mahomes once again, not even feeling pressure, just leaving the pocket to leave the pocket, throwing it cross body, to throw it cross body and get himself a couple of yards, but it's not going to be a first down because Watkins came backward for that one. So it's 4th down and 4, and that's going to be a touchdown to Tyreek Hill. So that gets my opponent the lead, and now we're kind of in jeopardy of losing this game. You guys know how it goes with this X Factor series stuff, though. Like, you know, winning or losing the game is not our primary focus here, but at a certain point, we do have to kick it up a notch to try to win the game, especially, you know, trying to get a pass rusher as X Factor. The last thing we want to do is beat down in the 4th quarter because that's going to make my opponent want to run the ball. And nobody wants to guard this play. Sure, Juju gone again. It's 72 yards Juju's getting for the touchdown reception this time around, and same play, slot corner. I don't know why, especially when people run cover 2. It's just, you know, if they don't make the adjustment of switching the deep halves to just like, you know, deep middle or something like that, just switching the coverage by the safeties, it's just always a touchdown. So, you know, when we played the online franchise with the Miami Dolphins, we've done that play enough to where some people in the league know, and some people know how to make the adjustment to it. But, you know, it still works a lot of times. But especially when we go into just a random game against someone who doesn't know what we're doing, I guess it's just a quote-unquote money play, even though it's a really simple play and we don't really make and he audibles to it as we get the interception with Artie Burns. Do not put your hands in the cookie jar, my guy, because it might cost you the game. Next play, blitz is picked up, but no one's picking up Juju. Oh, we're dancing in for 6. That was my opponent's responsibility to man up on Juju, but he bit down on the underneath route, and we got Juju a touchdown. And once again, you know, he's not really doing a great job of disguising his coverages, so it's pretty easy for me to say, all right, he's blitzing, let's block 7, and let's let something develop here underneath or over the top, and that we did. Now we have ourselves a 2-possession lead. The problem is I do not believe TJ Watt even has a sack, so I'm not sure this TJ Watt thing is possible, man. If you guys want to, you know, see me continue to try for TJ Watt, I can continue to try and play more games with the Steelers and the 49ers as well for Nick Bosa's sake, but it's not happening in this video, unfortunately. This is going to be the last play of the game because my opponent puts his hands in the cookie jar once again. Minka Fitzpatrick makes him pay, and my opponent's going to quit the game. So, yeah, leave a like video if you guys enjoyed the attempt. Subscribe for more Madden 20 gameplays for hopefully next time we can pull this off. And on that note, I will catch you guys next time. Thank you, as always, for watching.